Prepare to embark on a journey of intrigue, tragedy, and resilience as we delve into the riveting story of Indonesia AirAsia Flight 8501. In this gripping documentary, we uncover the harrowing events surrounding the ill-fated flight that captivated the world's attention. From the initial moments of departure to the heart-wrenching discovery of wreckage scattered across the Java Sea, join us as we unravel the mysteries behind one of aviation's most haunting disasters. Through eyewitness accounts, expert analysis, and never-before-seen footage, we piece together the puzzle of Flight 8501, shedding light on the human stories, the technical challenges, and the lessons learned from this unforgettable tragedy. Get ready to be captivated, informed, and deeply moved by the untold tale of Flight 8501. As evening fell on December 28, 2014, Juanda International Airport buzzed with activity as Indonesia AirAsia Flight 8501 readied for departure. Ground crew meticulously inspected the Airbus A320-216, while pilots reviewed flight plans and weather conditions. Passengers eagerly awaited boarding, unaware that this routine evening would soon give way to a tragic event that would reverberate worldwide. Juanda International Airport, located in Surabaya, Indonesia, stands as a bustling hub of activity and a vital gateway to the region. Boasting modern facilities and efficient services, Juanda Airport serves as a key transportation hub for domestic and international travelers alike. From its sleek terminals to its well-organized layout, the airport provides a seamless travel experience for passengers, offering a diverse array of amenities, including shops, restaurants, and lounges. The aircraft, identified as an Airbus A320-216 with serial number 3648 and registered as PKAXC, took its inaugural flight on September 25, 2008, and was officially delivered to AirAsia on October 15, 2008. At the time of the incident, the aircraft was 6 years old, having amassed approximately 23,000 flight hours across 13,600 flights. Its most recent scheduled maintenance was conducted on November 16, 2014. Equipped with two CFM International CFM56 5B6 engines, the aircraft was configured to accommodate up to 180 passengers. The flight crew consisted of Captain Irianto, aged 53, an Indonesian national with a wealth of aviation experience totaling 20,537 flying hours, including 4,687 hours specifically on the Airbus A320. Captain Irianto began his career with the Indonesian Air Force in 1983, where he flew fighter jet aircraft before transitioning to commercial aviation. He retired from the Air Force in the mid-2000s and subsequently worked for Adam Air, Merpati Nusantara Airlines, and Sriwijaya Air before joining Indonesia AirAsia. With Indonesia AirAsia, he had accrued 6,100 flying hours. Assisting him was First Officer Remy Emmanuel Plessel, aged 46, a French national with a total of 2,247 flying hours, including 1,367 hours on the Airbus A320. Originally from Le Marigot, Martinique, Plessel pursued his childhood dream of becoming a pilot after leaving his previous job as an engineer in Paris at the age of 44. Indonesia AirAsia marked his first airline employment, and he resided in Indonesia at the time. On board the AirAsia flight were a total of 155 passengers, comprising 137 adults, 17 children, and 1 infant. Among these passengers, a poignant narrative unfolded as 41 individuals belonged to a tightly knit church congregation in Surabaya known as Gereja Mawar Sharon. Predominantly families with young children, they were bound for Singapore to celebrate the upcoming New Year's holiday. Accompanying the passengers were a dedicated crew of 7, including 2 pilots, 4 flight attendants, and an engineer, each contributing their expertise and service to ensure the safety and comfort of all on board. Flight 8501 departed from the airport at 0535 WIB, embarking on its journey with the destination set for Changi Airport, aiming to touch down at 0830 Singapore Standard Time, SST UTC Flight. With passengers settled in their seats and the crew prepared for the flight ahead, the aircraft ascended into the night sky, marking the beginning of what was intended to be a routine and uneventful voyage to Singapore. "14 minutes after takeoff, Flight 8501 reached its cruising altitude at flight level, FL 320, soaring to 9,800 meters, 32,000 feet. It then proceeded to join air route M635, veering northwest over the expanse of the western Java Sea. Throughout this leg of the journey, the aircraft maintained communication with Jakarta Air Traffic Control, ATC, ensuring seamless coordination and guidance along its designated path. An electronic centralized aircraft monitor, EM, memo, accompanied by the illumination of a master caution light, alerted the crew to a fault within the rudder limiter system. Captain Irianto promptly reviewed the necessary actions for addressing this issue and proceeded to reboot the aircraft's two flight augmentation computers, FACs, accordingly. Despite these efforts, the fault resurfaced at 0609, prompting the captain to repeat the same corrective measures in an attempt to resolve the recurring issue. At 0611, the pilots turned 15 degrees to the left to avoid inclement weather and contacted Jakarta ATC to request a climb to FL 380 at 12,000 meters, 38,000 FT, for the same reason. The controller could not give immediate permission for this due to other aircraft in the vicinity and instructed them to wait. As they awaited clearance for ascent, the rudder limiter issue surfaced once again, marking the third occurrence during the flight. Demonstrating resolve, Captain Irianto proceeded to reset the FAC computers for the third time in response to the recurring problem. However, as the issue persisted and the ECAM memo appeared for the fourth time, Captain Irianto made the decision to reset the FAC circuit breakers, CB. Having observed this action performed by a ground engineer previously, he deemed it an acceptable measure to undertake while airborne. The FAC circuit breakers were reset at 06:16:45 with immediate consequences, as this action not only reset the FAC computers, but also disconnected the autopilot and auto throttle, and the flight control law changed from normal to alternate. It allowed the aircraft to roll to the left, and by the time First Officer Plesso reacted to this, it was banked at 54 degrees Plesso, likely experiencing spatial disorientation from a perceived rolling sensation, made two consecutive overcorrections, initially executing a sharp right bank followed by an abrupt left bank. Subsequently, at 0617, Pleso made a nose-up input on his side stick, resulting in the aircraft entering a steep climb with a 24-degree nose-up pitch. Remarkably, within a mere 54 seconds, the aircraft ascended from 32,000 feet to 38,500 feet, achieving a climb rate exceeding 10,000 feet per minute. However, this rapid ascent led to a stall around 06.17 and 40, causing the aircraft to descend at a staggering rate of up to 20,000 feet per minute. Concurrently, the aircraft initiated a left turn, completing at least one full circle before vanishing from radar at 06:18:44. Ultimately, both the flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder ceased recording, with the former stopping at 06:20:35 and the latter at 06:20:36. The aircraft crashed into the Java Sea and was destroyed. All 162 people on board were killed instantly upon impact. The events leading to the crash were investigated by Indonesia's National Transportation Safety Committee, KNKT or NTSC. Assistance was provided by Australia, France, Singapore, and Malaysia, following an extensive investigation into the wreckage of the Airbus A320-216 and analysis of the flight data from the black boxes and cockpit recorder, Indonesia's National Transportation Safety Committee released its findings on December 1, 2015. The report identified a sequence of events that ultimately led to the crash, pinpointing a malfunction in two of the aircraft's rudder travel limiter units, RTLU, as the initial trigger. A cracked electrical connection within the RTLU, likely persisting for over a year, intermittently sent amber master caution warnings to the Electronic Centralized Aircraft Monitor, ECAM. Previous instances of the RTLU warning were routinely resolved by resetting the system, without delving into the underlying electrical issue. However, on this fateful flight, the RTLU issue persisted, prompting 4 separate caution warnings. During the first 3 occurrences, the pilot followed ECAM instructions by toggling the flight augmentation computer, FAC, buttons. Yet, on the 4th warning, the captain deviated from protocol and reset the entire FAC circuit breaker, inadvertently disengaging critical flight control systems. This action placed the aircraft in an alternate law mode, stripping away autopilot functionality and crucial stall and bank angle protections. Subsequent flight crew responses led to a prolonged stall from which recovery became unattainable. Although the report refrained from attributing the crash to pilot error, it highlighted miscommunications and deviations from recommended procedures that exacerbated the situation, underscoring the critical importance of adhering to established protocols during emergencies. During a critical stalling condition, a notable instance of miscommunication between the pilots occurred when the co-pilot misunderstood the captain's instruction to pull down. Instead of pushing the aircraft's nose down to recover from the stall, as intended by the command, the co-pilot pulled the stick back, potentially exacerbating the stall by ordering the aircraft to pitch up. This misunderstanding arose because the captain was simultaneously pushing the stick forward, leading to conflicting inputs that neutralized each other due to Airbus's dual input system. Consequently, the aircraft remained in a stall until the conclusion of the black box recording. In response to the findings, Indonesia's Air Transportation Director General Suprasetyo announced on December 3, 2015, that the National Safety Transportation Board, KNKT, had issued recommendations for stricter controls on aircraft maintenance and flight crew competence. The government subsequently implemented a series of corrective measures aimed at preventing similar accidents in the future. Additionally, Suprasetyo confirmed that the suspension of Indonesia AirAsia's Surabaya-Singapore route would persist until the carrier had fulfilled the recommendations outlined by the KNKT. AirAsia extended an initial compensation of $32,000 or $300 million to each bereaved family member of the accident victims as part of the overall compensation package. David Tejakusuma, who tragically lost 7 family members in the flight, received this amount for each family member lost.